John Gormley. Starting today is National Hospice Week. Every single Monday, we do a thing called the Best of Saskatchewan, where we profile some of the 4,000 charities that work in this province and do so much for so many. So thought we would target the Prairie Hospice Society today. Saskatoon-based physician Vicki Holmes is the co-chair of the Prairie Hospice Society, and she joins us now. Vicki, thanks so much for taking our call. It's nice to chat.
For sure. I'm happy to do this.
Tell me a little about the Prairie Hospice Society. Do you actually operate a hospice, or is it more the services you're providing for people?
Well, it's a charitable organization that looks at providing in-house non-medical support to people.
So when you say non-medical, what sorts of things?
Well, it's determined by what the people themselves want. So we have 110 active volunteers who go through 30 hours of amazing training to help them to be good companions and provide the kind of support that people need when they're facing terminal illness. So for some people, it's trying to get their things organized that they want to give away. For other people, it's they want to go out and have a cup of coffee. They want some peace of mind. They need to be help navigating through the medical system. So it all depends on what the client requires.
So when you talk about a hospice without walls, it's really that one-on-one contact with some of the volunteers.
Yes, it is. And the volunteers agreed to provide 4 hours a week to these people, which is pretty significant. 20% of the people that we serve have no family in the city. And they really need this kind of support to help them get through all the difficult decisions and the fears, et cetera, that they face at this time of life.
When people are terminally ill or it's approaching the end, is there a period of time typically that they would be dealing with your volunteers?
Well, that too varies because it's often difficult to predict how long a person is going to live, right? So there are some people that we've served for quite a long time, and others it's just a matter of a couple of weeks before they're actually gone.
When you mention respite care as part of your mandate, what form does that take?
Well, I'll give you an example. There was a fellow whose wife had a neurological disease and required very extensive care. And his outlet was to go and play hockey twice a week. So the volunteer would sit with her and make sure that she had all the care that she needed while he could go out and maintain the support that he needed with his own community. There are other things. It's not only respite in your own home, but sometimes people have an urgent need. So we created something called Hospice Now. So let's say you have a plan to go to the cancer clinic and all of a sudden your ride disappears. Well, a volunteer will come and take you. We had a comprehensive review of our services by Community University Institute for Social Research, and they documented that we had 4,700 hours of volunteerism, 800 hours of transportation, 140 hours of respite. So it's really quite extensive what we do. And they also discovered that for every dollar spent by Canadian Hospice, the service we provided $11.70 worth of services to the community. So it was really a glowing report on the services that we provide.
That's remarkable. I mean, and there's so many things your people are doing, and they're all volunteers.
Yes. So it's no cost to the people receiving this service.
Dr. Vicki Holmes co-chairs Prairie Hospice Society. So 110 active volunteers. Do you have a set number at any given time of how many people in different levels of end of life that you're caring for?
It ranges from about 85 to 105.
Boy, that's a significant number of people.
It is. And right now we're facing, with COVID, we really don't have as many dollars as we would like because we've had to cancel all our public fundraisers. So we started a 50-50 to try to support our services. So if people want to support us, they can go to prairiehospice5050.ca and buy tickets. Or if they want to support us in other ways, they can go to prairiehospice.org and see all the things that we do, and also give a chance to make a donation.
We're
a small group, but we provide such an enormous, important service that I really think it's a very important organization.
Sharing with you, and they say, even as a volunteer, it's really life-defining as well, because it gives you a better sense of what other people are going through.
It's the same volunteer for the whole time. They really do develop meaningful relationships that are important to both of them, as you say.
Is it tough on some of your volunteers? Because, virtually everybody you work with, you know how it's going to end.
Yes. Well, we deal with some of that in the training that they receive on self-care, and there's ongoing support to the volunteers. They get together about every month to kind of deal with some of the issues. And our volunteer coordinators are also very important in that, to be a really good resource and support to people dealing with that. So sometimes people, if it's been a really intense and difficult time, they will take a break before they carry on with another person, or they may switch to Hospice Now.
Dr. Vicki Holmes with us, co-chair of Prairie Hospice Society. And as Vicki mentioned, you can find out more at prairiehospice.org. Amazing group who have the 110 volunteers, and as she says, at any time between 85 and 105 people. And of course, like any charity, they do well when they have your support, your money, your help, your volunteering. Vicki, last word to you. Why do we want to keep this kind of work going?
It's so important on an individual basis, and the most critical time in your life is when you're approaching the end of your life, and you need some knowledgeable people with you to help you work through all of the issues that come up as you're facing that final day.
Vicki, thanks so much. Appreciate you being here, and all the best in future.
Thank you so much, John.
Vicki Holmes, co-chair of Prairie Hospice Society. It's prairiehospice.org. Boy, a lot of work they do. And if you check out their website, you'll just see the array of programs their volunteers do.